Your next performer is hilarious. Y'all give it up for Huntsville's own Matthew Tate, everybody.
Oh, thank you. Barking Dog Theater, it's nice to be here tonight. It's good to be here tonight. I almost wasn't here tonight because my mom took birth control. It's good to be here, though. It's good to be here. So Easter just happened. Anybody give up anything for Lent this year? Nope, just a room full of heathens. All right. All right, this is my kind of crowd. No, for once I did give up something for Lent this year, guys. I gave up my New Year's resolutions. My New Year's resolution this year was to stop observing the double standards that are forced upon us in society, because I feel like some of those are kind of obtuse, kind of wrong, kind of prejudiced. Like, for example, have you ever noticed how if you're a lady who goes out and sleeps with a bunch of dudes, you're considered a slut? But then when I go and do it, all of a sudden I'm considered a homosexual. It's fucked up, right? Guys. I don't know, this is apropos of nothing, but I feel like we should rename the sexual position 69 to trading blows. Posted that on Facebook recently, and somebody said, I think we should call it 68. You do me, I'll owe you one later. I was like, very good. I run an open mic. Would you like to sign up to do a set? I don't know. I want to get intimate, maybe personal with y'all tonight. Maybe just one. Sir, what is your name? George? George, Foreman. No, I doubt it. George, let me ask you a question, man. Like, do you hang out in the bar scene much at all? Yeah. Okay, so you ever, you coughed like, oh, he hangs out in the bar scene a lot more than occasionally. George, let me ask you a question, man. You ever go out to a bar and then you stay way late? You go and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go have a drink, and then all of a sudden it's like 2, 3 a.m. and you're going home, and all of a sudden you've got the drunk munchies, George. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You get Taco Bell after. Ooh, that's a way to boost your hangover, sir. But no, then you go home, you're right, and you have the drunk munchies, and you're like, what can I fix myself to cure these drunk munchies? And you go to your kitchen, George, and you're rifling around in your pantry and your fridge, and then you remember, oh shit, I decided to do stand-up comedy for a living, so all I can make is spaghetti sandwiches. Ever happen to you, George? Yeah, spaghetti sandwiches. By the way, just as sad as it sounds, it's like carbs on carbs on carbs on all of your bad life decisions. It's just a poor man's meatball sub with no meatballs. On a King's Hawaiian roll, because you gotta feel somehow royal eating this fucking pile of garbage, And you take it back to your room, right, George? Because you're gonna turn on Netflix. And you want to watch some reruns of The Wonder Years to remember what it's like to be 8 years old and not hate the whole fucking world that you live in. You know what I mean, George? And then you go to take a bite of that sandwich, George, and it just starts falling apart in your hands, and then you start sobbing hysterically into that sandwich because you realize that sandwich is a sad metaphor for your life. You feel me, George? All right. There's a career in comedy for you yet. Hi, I'm Matthew Tate, and I make bad life decisions. Oh shit. Been on the road recently a lot lately. Did a show in Opelika, Alabama. Yeah. That's the maximum amount of enthusiasm one can have for announcing they did a show in Opelika, Alabama, by the way. Yeah. Did a show in Opelika because clearly my career's taken the fuck off. Fun thing about doing a show in Opelika when you're based out of Huntsville on a tour of the whole circuit of the Southeast, you gotta go through a place called Arab to get there. Hey, have y'all ever been to Arab, Alabama? For the rest of y'all, you can skip it. I'm driving through Arab with my tour partner, drinking a Rolling Rock, as you do. Yeah. It's like if you're gonna get arrested for a DUI, why not Arab? You know? In fact, I think that's their tourism slogan. That and something vaguely racist. And at one point I look down and I see that I'm on E, you know? My beer, George, not my gas tank. You don't want to run out of gas in Arab, Alabama. You start hearing the children of the corn coming out. One of us, one of us. It's like Twin Peaks, but not good. And yeah, we happen to be passing at this point a house, the one house in Arab, Alabama. The rest are trailers. There's a trash can at the end of the driveway. I'm like, oh, how fortuitous. It's trash day in Arab, Alabama. Spoiler alert, every day is white trash day in Arab, Alabama. My tour partner, without missing a beat, leans over, takes the beer out of the cup holder and chucks it out of the window with perfect accuracy into this trash can we're passing by, and we high five, and I'm like, yeah, score, and he's like, yeah, 3 points. And then this redneck popped out of the house that the trash can belonged to and cocked his shotgun and went, we recycle out here, you queers! It's like, what? Doesn't make any sense. I've had a rough day today, guys. I have had a rough day. Any of y'all ever had one of those days where a song gets stuck in your head that you don't want there? Yeah. And it's always some bullshit that you really don't want there. You know, some shit like, private eyes, they're watching you. Fuck Hall & Oates. Yeah, I know, super brave in 2019, but I'm saying anyway, fuck Hall & Oates. I fucking hate them. I would rather be walking around with fucking anything else in my head. I would love to be walking around all day with Pearl Jam's Even Flow stuck in my head, you know? Still wouldn't understand a fucking word of that song, but at least I'd be having a good time, you know? You ever notice that about early Pearl Jam songs? Like, you can only ever understand the last word of every single line, you know? It's like, concrete. I'm not a hateful person in general, you know. A lot of people go by that old adage, you know, I hate this person so much I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. I'm not a hateful person. There's nobody I can think of that I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire, you know. But Hall & Oates, I would piss on them regardless of whether or not they were on fire. And if they were, I would set them back on fire. I know this whole set makes it sound like I'm a really hateful, spiteful person, but I'm not. I'm a person who's full of love, actually. You know, you might say I have a love that burns, you know? For like 3 to 7 days. And then it disappears for 2 years, like all of my other love interests. Yeah. Found out recently I have herpes. Yeah. Somebody wooed that for once. Holy shit. Yeah, make some noise in the audience if you have herpes. Yeah, that bit never goes well. I don't know why. Yeah, I got that diagnosis recently. Wasn't that a wonderful Valentine's Day? Yeah, thought about killing myself for a minute. I was like, how am I ever going to date again? But then I remembered, oh wait, how easy was dating in the first place? And what alternate universe was dating ever fun in the first place? It's fucking horrible. And then, like, I read a World Health Organization report that said, actually, 67% of people in the world have herpes. That's 2/3 for a lot of Huntsville comedy fans. And so, like, if you, for a fact, know that you don't have it in the audience, right quick, I want you to do me a quick favor. Look to your left, then look to your right, and realize both those motherfuckers have herpes! If anything, I deserve a gold medal for avoiding it as long as I did, you know? Because, like, I'm like if avocados were a person, you know? Because, like, between the years of 2008 and 2018, I came in everything. So I'm single now. Single. Single person. I don't like to think of being single that I'm like sad or depressed or lonely. I don't like to think it because it's true. I like to think that I'm just holding out for the right lady. You know what I mean? 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 Alright, we're all on the same page here. Of course, guys, I'm talking about Serena Williams. I like a lady who can bench press me, you know? It's not hard to do. Look at me. I look like if Rob Halford from Judas Priest got AIDS. I look like if Walter White from Breaking Bad gave up in the first season as soon as he got the cancer diagnosis. Anybody who's ever talked to me for more than 2 seconds is of the firm assertion that I have what my therapists like to call an unhealthy fixation on Serena Williams. I don't buy that at all. One day, she's going to see all of those Twitter DMs I sent her where I photoshopped out her husband's face and replaced it with my face and realized those were cute and endearing and romantic. She hasn't done it yet. It's like love means nothing to this tennis player. I was talking to somebody recently at the bar about this, and he was like, Tate, you're crazy. That woman would crush you. And I was like, fuck you, Todd. That's the point. That's the way I want to go out. I don't want to live until I'm in my late 60s suffering from cirrhosis and dementia, yelling at kids to get off of my lawn at noon, even though I don't have a lawn, because I live in a pay-by-the-week. I want to go out when I'm in my mid-30s, and I still have a glimmer of hope in my eyes, you know, and I'm in the seedy, questionably clean bed of a Motel 8, because that's all I could afford with the shitty pay I made off of my last disappointing road gig, and I'm just chained to the bed with a ball gag in my mouth. And Serena Williams is there, because at one point we met each other, and I went, baby, you can quit tennis. I'm going to take care of us from now on. And she believed that shit? Why would you believe that? I'm a garbage human being. Have you met me? But she believed it, and now she's here in this situation, taking out all of her fucking regrets for her terrible life decisions out on me in a very aggressive and sexual manner. She's just straddling me, on top of me, riding me cowgirl style, and every time she falls back into me, she's breaking more and more of my bones, because I only weigh 130 pounds soaking wet, and I'm too stupid to know what nutrition is, right? And for some reason that song from Top Gun is playing, you know the one. Take my breath away, bum, 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 bum. And then she starts choking me, right? Because autoerotic asphyxiation is the only way I know how to feel anything anymore. You know, like Chester Bennington or Chris Cornell or Anthony Bourdain. And it's just going out harder and harder and harder, and the light starts to go out from the edge of my eyes, and I start to turn as blue as a loaf of bread you forgot in the back of your pantry for 12 goddamn years. I try to scream out with my last dying gasp, I love you, Serena, but it just comes out, you know, because of the bull gag. That's how I want to die, and anybody who judges me for that is a bullshit asshole who doesn't even deserve the lesser Williams sister. My point is, guys, like, I just want Serena Williams to ride my face till I feel like I'm being waterboarded by the CIA in like a Guantanamo Bay detention facility, like, and be all nostalgic about it, like, oh, I remember the Bush presidency. Hi, Bush. Because she hasn't shaved in this scenario. I just want to do my best Pac-Man impression between them cheeks, you know, like walk, 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 walk. That's the sound of me dying in an 8-bit between that ass. Game, set, match, motherfuckers. Hey, I just will not be able to rest in peace until I know what Serena Williams' butthole tastes like, you know, like right after a match, before she hits the showers. I'm gonna taste like cocoa butter and victory. Alright guys, you guys have been lovely. Please welcome back to the stage your host for this evening, Chris Ivy!